Hey guys, welcome to Facebook Live with us. We're the home team. I'm Jessica, and this is my husband, Dr. Raul Serrano. And we're excited to be here today, just again, walking alongside you guys as you try to raise healthy families and all those physical, mental, and spiritual challenges that you guys face. And today we're talking about sleep. And if it's one of those challenges that I'm right in the trenches with you, it is on this subject. For us, it's, I think, for different reasons than we're talking about today, mainly toddlers and those under the age of 3. So if you're a mom out there struggling with sleep, I'm really excited because we're going to give you some just great ideas today to help you guys out. Now, one of the things...
And these are tips that you can use for your kids as well. You'll be able to take these not only for yourself, but to start helping your kids try to get on a better sleeping pattern if they're not as well. So.
Yeah, and there's tons of books about sleep out there. There's actually one over there on my nightstand. And I know Raul's been researching a lot, looking at a lot of books, and even when you Google, great tips for sleeping, there are hundreds of things that come up. So how did you narrow those down today to the 5 that you're going to talk about?
Yeah, when it comes to sleeping, like my wife just said, there's hundreds of things out there, but there's different categories or different ways you can look at sleeping. You can look at sleeping from a perspective of, we're in our bed. I don't know if you guys noticed, we are in our bedroom, and we're going to talk about that. But it could be positions, right? Positions that you're sleeping in. So that's a mechanical thing. It can be looked at from a timing perspective. There's a lot of different ways you can look at sleep. I wanted to share with you guys from a hormone perspective. How do you get your hormones in a better balance so that you sleep better? So it doesn't become a hormonal issue. It could be something else that for reasons you're not sleeping, like toddlers in your bed or kids crying at night. That's a different reason for not sleeping than you not being able to sleep because of your hormones. There's a lot of different hormones that are involved, but 2 main ones is cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and melatonin, which is one of your sleep hormones. And melatonin, cortisol and melatonin are kind of work with each other, right? During the day, cortisol goes up for certain reasons, certain stresses. But what should happen at night is that as you sleep, melatonin starts to go up, and as the melatonin goes up, cortisol starts to come down.
So this is why so many people are actually taking melatonin, like as a supplement.
Exactly, they take it as a supplement, but that's not the answer. That's still an outside-in approach. Now that might help in the short term, but long term they want to be getting to the root causes of things. We're always about getting to the cause. Why is it that you're having melatonin issues?
So what's our first tip for
Yes.
everybody out there?
Tip number 1. So there's 5 tips today. One of them is kind of a multi-step, but 5 tips and a bonus, I guess.
And if you're looking at this right now, please share this one. I already know about 5 moms that I like to share this with, some people that are struggling. So this is a great time to share or so people can get better sleep out there. So what's that first one?
Yes. 5 tips. Number 1 is blacking out the room. At night, they did a study, and the study was it's in one of the books I read. It was Lights Out. The book was called. But in that book, they had 2 groups, right? And in 2 of the groups, it was pitch black, the room where they were sleeping in for the study. And in one room, they took a little light and they put it on people's ankles, like a little teeny light, and they put it on their ankles. And then they would measure their blood work to see what would happen throughout the night. And the one that had the little bit of light on their ankle, their melatonin production decreased dramatically. I think it was like a 30% less melatonin than the other group, than the group that didn't have a light. So both were blacked out, the rooms, right, but one had a little bit of light. And that happens because our skin is photosensitive. If we go out into the sun, we can make vitamins and hormones out of the sun. We're photogenic. We take that photosensitive. We take that.
For that too.
Yeah. She's very humble, I tell you. Now, so we're photosensitive. Our skins are really attracted or sensitive to light. So how does this work out in your room? We don't have. I don't know if you can't really see around here, but we don't have any of the alarm clocks with the numbers on them. We don't have a TV with a little green light that's on, or the red light that's standby. We try to have absolutely as least amount or no lights at all in our room. So
I'm the one that, like, if the thermostat is there, like, I use a piece of black tape to, like, cover up whatever red dots.
Yeah.
And especially for our kids, the big thing with blacking out that we do is we get the blackout shades. So a lot of you might have those white shades that go behind your curtains. We have those all in the kids' rooms.
And another thing on that blacking out the room, like this is huge, because if you could get that melatonin, remember it's a 30% difference in somebody who had just a little bit of light on their ankle compared to another group. So every piece of light that you can black out, you black out. So lay in your room, close your eyes for 15 minutes, open them up, and look around and see how bright it actually is. Same thing in your kids' room. And when it comes to the night lights.
Yes, night lights. Gonna need to unplug those suckers once the kids fall asleep.
And that's the big thing. It's okay if they needed to go to sleep, because I understand there's some attachments here. We have one that lights his Batman light on. Okay, once he falls asleep, we try to remember to go in there and unplug it, because we know he's gonna get better sleep. So that's number one.
What's number two?
Number two.
So we have blackout. Number two is
screen time. Screen time is the second tip, and a lot of you might not like us for this one, but anytime you're on any type of screen, these screens, just like the one we're on right now, these are they are detrimental to your melatonin and cortisol levels. Cortisol rises through the roof because when you're on one of these, it emits this blue light that you can't really see. But that blue light, it's telling your brain that it's daytime. It's telling your brain, hey, we're still during the day. And when you're doing that, what's happening is that it's starting to release hormones that literally damper down the melatonin production. So
all of you that are watching this at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night,
10 o'clock, it's time to put it away.
So
okay.
How many minutes did you say before we go to sleep?
90 minutes would be kind of the like you set an alarm. 90 minutes prior to your bedtime, and you say, there's no screens.
What in the world should we do if we're not looking at social media?
Yeah, I get that a lot. Well, what do I do then? You read. Or you talk to your spouse. Like you read an actual book, not like Kindle reading. And you talk to your spouse. I mean, that's the two main things I would say. Or talk to your kids, put them to bed, read them stories, and pray with them, and so on and so forth. You could journal. Journal is a great thing. Get thoughts out of your head onto paper.
That's me.
So that way that you can be free, your mind be free, so you can sleep. So that's number two.
Okay, so we have blackout, we have turn off your devices, and number three.
Yeah, before I go on, please press that like button if you're liking these. These are huge. These are huge tips that we can literally take to start getting better sleep. So press the like, press the share, and allow people, others to get this information.
Okay, number three.
Number three, caffeine. Caffeine is huge. Caffeine, whether we like coffee or not, or whether we don't want to stop drinking coffee, I get it. I like coffee. I love coffee.
Chocolate caffeine.
Oh, it's even better. But caffeine is detrimental to your sleeping pattern, to your circadian rhythm. So the rule would be that you cut caffeine at a certain time. 2 p.m. is probably the latest you should be having caffeine if you want to start rebalancing your hormones and getting that good circadian rhythm back in alignment. So 2 p.m. for caffeine. I can go into all the research behind that, but 2 p.m. would be the limit there. So set a timer. 2 p.m. No more caffeine.
Okay, so for those joining you, I'm going to see if I can remember these. 1, blackout. 2, stop using your devices at least an hour and a half before bedtime.
Screens.
3 was limit your caffeine to before 2 p.m.
Before 2 p.m. The next one, number 4, is going to be what we talked about I think a few weeks ago. It's your morning routine. Your morning routine is what's going to set you up, your circadian rhythm, for that nighttime sleep. So Heather just says, darn, I was just making coffee. You're right on the limit there, Heather. You're on the it's 2. It's a little past 2, so just make sure you drink it fast and then get on.
Moms need that nap time coffee.
Or is that, it's the morning. It's what we talked about a few weeks ago. It's the morning routine. Make sure that your morning routine sets you up for success at night. So a couple of things here. Number 1, it's getting a good workout, a good exercise. Exercise has been shown to improve your hormones, cortisol levels, and helps with the melatonin production at night. And that's number 1. In the morning routine, it's going to be getting up early. I know nobody wants to hear this, but if you get up early, and it's going to be hard the first few days, but you start to get into that pattern. I still hate getting up at 5:45 in the morning.
Not as much as I do, but
yeah, not as much as I hate it, but still, I make myself get up, and guess what? At what time do I get to bed? Like I'm like falling down to my pillow. I'm already asleep. Like I don't even have to hit the pillow, and my eyes are closed. So and on our bedtime, I have a time of 10 o'clock bedtime, but typically it's like 9:30. So 10 o'clock is like the limit. If 10 o'clock hits, it's a late night for us. So keeping that rhythm. Oh, and the last thing in the morning routine. So it's exercise. It's what did I say was the next one there? I forgot here.
Wake up early.
Wake up early. Get into the routine. And the last one is getting outside early in the morning, as early as you can, and getting some sunlight. Why? Because the sun, just like we talked about in blackouts in the first one, the sun gets those hormones kicked in that tell you, oh, it's time to go get on with our day. It's time to wake up. And the way I do that is by doing some grounding. I go out front to the yard, no shoes or socks on, and I walk around. So I'm getting some great grounding or earthing in. And if you don't know what that is, ask below. We'll get you set up with what that is and tell you about that. I get the sun, so my hormones are already starting to get kicked in, and now I'm setting my circadian rhythm in a perfect pattern for my sleeping at night. So
one
the morning.
thing I do, and maybe this goes along with it, but one of my habits is to walk in the kids' room. The first thing I do is open up those blackout shades and just let the sunlight in. There's something about that just helps them start
before
the day.
They wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we know we're gonna have to wake up our kids before they wake up, she opens up the curtains so they can start getting that sunlight in and have that natural waking up process as well.
Okay. So I think we're on
Number
the last
5.
one.
Last one. So last one, it's this thing right here we're sitting on. It's the bed. The bed's really just for 2 things, right? It is for sleeping and for making babies. And when you're making babies, there's a lot of great hormones that are released in that process. So that is one of the best things you could do to start decreasing cortisol at night, increasing melatonin, and it really does set you up for success. Well, there's another thing you could do on this, and the third thing would be just jumping up and down like monkeys with your kids. So if you're not playing with your kids, play with your kids. Let them jump on the bed. If they fall off, you got a great chiropractor for that. So
I feel like a whole lot of husbands are about to share this one with their wives.
Yeah, I think if the women are watching, they're not going to be sharing this one. But if the husbands watch it,
come on,
I think they're.
I did get red. Thank you, Heather. Yes.
Yeah. So guys, please press the share button if you enjoyed this. We'll go over the 5 briefly here again. Press the like button if you're enjoying the content. Ask us questions. Put comments on there because we want to answer your questions. So the 5 steps. 1, blackout shades. Atrocious when it comes to cortisol and melatonin production. It just damages the whole rhythm.
Light does, not the blackout shades.
The light, yes. Screen time, 90 minutes before bed. Any kind of screens have to be a no-go because of the blue light that's emitted from that. It makes it seem, your body thinks, your brain thinks it is daytime or you're starting your day. Caffeine, 2 p.m. would be the latest I would take caffeine or drink caffeine. And the caffeine might be different for everybody. Everybody's affected a little bit differently. For me, I can have caffeine before I go to bed and I still sleep, but I still know it's affecting my hormones. So morning routine, make sure the morning routine is exactly the way, you're exercising, you're getting out, getting sun as early as possible, and I would recommend grounding and earthing. That's totally helps with the melatonin and cortisol there.
Heather had a question.
I'll answer here.
Okay.
Last one is the bed. 2 things: making babies and sleeping. There's nothing else that you should be watching TV. If you do some light reading in bed, it should be some light reading. Nothing that's
Don't do work on your laptop.
Nothing that's emotionally draining or anything like that, because then you won't be able to sleep. So, see some questions here. Let's see.
Heather, how early should the kids wake up? That really depends on your family. I mean, we're a chiropractic family, so our schedule's a little different. Raul gets home late, so our kids, will stay up till 8:30 sometimes, just so we could spend some time so they sleep in. I think it's a good 12 hours.
Yeah, let me answer this another way. I don't think it's when they wake up or when they go to sleep. I think it's more of how much they're sleeping. Yeah. That's a much better judge of it, because every family is different, and you're going to have to modify your schedule and your time to your family. Like my wife said, we're a chiropractic family, which means I am out speaking at night a lot, whether it's patient orientations, health talks, dinners, whatever it is, I'm out. So guess what? I want to get home and I want my kids to be up because I want my kids to see me. I want to put my kids to bed. If I'm in town, I'm home and I'm putting them to bed as much as I can. So that means our kids typically go to bed a little bit later than most, but we try to get them they sleep in a little bit later than most as well.
We also have the homeschooling, so we have that option.
Yeah.
But I would say about 12 hours.
If you can get them 10 to 12 hours of sleep, that is huge for kids.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to
Good quality sleep, and that's why some of these tips can help out with that.
Yep. Any other questions? Thank you for your very helpful. How early should kids wake up?
Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
Cool.
So, hope you enjoyed it. Share this. Thank you guys for watching. Next week, next Monday, we will be trying to be on at 2 p.m., but we are on vacation.
There may be You may be seeing us on a boat.
Yeah, we might have a boat in the background, a beach in the background. I might have a tarpon with me. I mean, I don't know. Crazy what can happen on vacation. But we'll definitely bring you a great episode and ask any questions, and we'll see you guys next week.
Happy summer!
Woo woo! How do I turn this off? There it is.